Ah, cold water. So refreshing. So much that you just enjoy it. But what if today I'm going to show you that water is going to become the new gold? That this simple dollar bottle of water could be in 2030 as much as $25 a bottle, or 2035 as much as $100 a bottle. We're going to get into that today's show. We're going to be talking about AI and water becoming the new gold. Stay tuned. You know, everybody's worried about AI taking our jobs or even our freedom. What if the real threat is coming and it's even more basic? What if AI is coming for your water? In 2025, data centers are the new oil fields, and the liquid cooling them is becoming the new gold. You know what I'm talking about, water. We're talking about a digital gold rush that could leave your taps dry and your local water pressure at zero. Let's look at some of the numbers. According to groundbreaking study by Alex de vidIQ, AI's water footprint this year is estimated between 312 billion and 767 billion liters. To put it in perspective, that's more than 76 billion liters of bottled water used entirely by this year. And the key points that we have to look at is AI water use is up in 2025 up to 767 billion liters. Global water consumption is only 46 billion liters. That means that AI is using 16 times more water than the total bottled water supply. And it's not the water inside the buildings. It's the water used for the buildings. Most of the consumption is indirect. Think of massive power plants needed to feed these AI giants. They require billions of water to generate the steam that creates energy. Let's talk about some of the cities that have been affected. Okay, I got a map here of the four major data centers that are here in the United States. And it isn't a problem that is just coming. It's here right now. Georgia, Arizona, Oregon, all right? It isn't a future problem. It's happening now in your backyard. Big tech companies are essentially putting a giant soda straw into local aquifers. Newton County, Georgia, facing a water deficit by 2030 after Meta Facebook put a massive data facility. Rather than only seeing higher prices for water, their damaged wells, or even possibly that their wells are going dry. This is not good at all. Phoenix, Arizona, water stress is projected to rise by 32% of all data centers are completed in death sentence for local agriculture. In Dallas, Oregon, data centers are now consume 25% of the water supply. How bad is that? We'll give you an idea of what's been going on. I mean, that's bad enough. Right here in Orlando, we have Disney talking about building an AI facility here in Florida, in Orlando area. I don't know if that's going to complete, but if you think about it right now, the Floridians in Orlando use about 210 million gallons of water a month. And they estimate that in the next 5 years, with population growth, it will grow to 240 million gallons. And right now, the aquifer has been tested and may only be able to handle 240 million gallons of water drawn. And we have a lot of problems right now with drought. Now, they're talking about this data center. What that would do is to bring usage up to 270 million gallons of water per month. What does that mean? That means that the aquifer would be so stressed that it might collapse and that salt water might infiltrate that aquifer, causing the water to become undrinkable, except only to the AI. Just to give you a kind of an idea. The other idea is, how much water does the average AI use? Well, if you take the average time you go on Grok or Gemini, it uses about 500 milliliters for every session you use. What does that translate to, really? About a bottle of water like this. So every time you use AI, using that much water. Let's get into some more. Basically, the cooling system is the culprit. And this is where modifications need to happen. We need to contact Israel, because right now Israel has a giant cooling system being able to reclaim water that is evaporated and Now, this is an example of one of the plants right now, and they have different colored water where water is going to cool the giant cooling centers. And then on the roof, basically, when the water is used, it turns off as steam. It's boiled off, and it's not saved. Right here, you can see where Google has huge tanks of water saved and used to be able to cool their giant centers, their data centers. And this is becoming more and more of a giant problem that must be addressed. The problem is that we really don't know how much water has been drained off. In 2025 alone, 230 environmental groups urged Congress for a moratorium on new data centers. And it's calling for environmental gaslighting. Companies claim to be carbon neutral while simultaneously draining the community's drinking water supply. That is insane. We need to get more information on this. And like I said, there is technology out there, like Israel has, which could take that steam that's being generated, cool it, and bring water back in to be reused. This is some of the things that we could do. So if I haven't asked you already, don't forget you're watching KC Grandpa Tech, and I'm glad you stayed this far and you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to comment and what you think about this. And ideas that we could use. I mean, one of the things we could use is AI itself, to ask it how to save and conserve water so they can build more power plants without causing human problems. Something that's very big. So what are some of the things that we must consider? And that is that 1 liter of water used for AI gives you 5 liters of power. So what's the trade-off? Tech companies often have a choice. Use electricity to run massive fans, air cooling, or to use water to evaporate heat away, evaporative cooling. The irony is to save electricity to look greener on paper, many data switch to water cooling. But in their air cooling instead, they would demand more power from the grid, which causes the power plant to use more water anyway. So what are some of the things that we could do? And let's think about this. I'm looking at my notes, by the way. The bottom line is we need to use a better system. And there are ways. Like I said, Iran was offered by Israel a way to conserve water and to do the things that it needed to do. And we can do the same thing by using intuitive systems, by taking the steam that's coming off these evaporators. We could recycle it into ponds, into tanks, sort of like what Google has already there, and put them back in, let them cool, and reuse them again without drawing from the major aquifers that are right now. The other thing we could also do is to move these massive data centers into cooler areas. Maybe we need to move them north where it's very cold and they could cool much more efficiently. These are some of the things that they could do. The bottom line is, we were pushing so hard during the past couple of years trying to restrict water supply and your tap water and all of these things. But the truth of the matter, maybe we should have been looking at some of the massive data centers been working. Now, I am not saying in any way stop the AI, because AI has a great ability to help mankind grow. But at the same time, if we continue on this path where we're building more power plants and more AI data centers to accomplish the things we need to do, we need to be smart with the water supply. Like I said, in Florida right here, there's a danger of salt contamination coming into the aquifer here in Orlando. What that could do, that would mean the entire water supply would be contaminated. And what do you do then? Which is what I was saying when I began the conversation. Can you imagine if this $1 bottle of water was now $25 because water was that short? This is the time that we need to start thinking of this. Maybe you should write your congressman, push a little pressure. Hey, let's look at regenerative ways to reclaim that water that's being used by the power plants, that's being used by the AI computers. That we can use that water, reclaim it, and make a better world for ourselves. Again, if you've liked this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can become a channel member. You can hit that thank you button. And don't forget to comment and let Grandpa know about what you thought about this video. Check out my other videos. We're going to be doing a new video on AI in the near future. Thanks very much, and you have a great day.